The dynamic effort squat session. This is my second week with the safety squat bar and some chains. Just getting warmed up. It's Jim McDonald going with about 3 plates. We used 5 chains per side, which is about 200 pounds of chains. We're also squatting onto a hunk of foam, which the foam compresses as you go to sit down on it. So it's kind of the difference between getting off of a hard chair or a hard box as opposed to getting up like off your couch. So it's actually harder to get back up off that soft pad. This is Amadeo. He's a trainer, and he's about 7 feet tall, 6'7" to be exact. And you can see the chains are completely coming off the ground as he stands up all the way with the weight. He's got pretty good squatting power considering how tall and long his legs are. So the safety bar is going to set you forward a little bit, and that's exactly why we use it. It's going to work your upper back more. You can see as I'm coming up off the box, it's going to make me slightly round forward, slightly have a little bit of a lean there. And it's going to work the shit out of your upper back and your mid back. You can see pretty clearly as he's going, he's getting pitched forward a little bit as he's coming up. He's also lifting raw, so obviously making the lift a little harder, whereas Jim and I are lifting in some gear. On this day, we did about just a typical dynamic workout, around 8 sets of 2 reps or so. The reason why we do 2 reps on dynamic effort day is it's supposed to equal a similar amount of time that it takes you to do a 1 rep max. Also, when you're doing something dynamically, it's very difficult to do it for more than 2 reps and be able to produce the large amount of force that we're after. You can think of it as like a basketball. You drop a basketball, you put a basketball out in front of your eyes and drop it. It'll bounce back up to your waist, and then it'll bounce back up to your knee, and then it will patter from there. So your muscles are similar. You're only going to be able to produce so much force and store so much energy in your muscles as you're trying to produce as much force as you possibly can on these squats. So again, that's why we stick with a very low rep range. Your force production will dissipate if you do too many reps. Now I'm kind of getting into my working sets, really trying to explode up. On this training session, I was working with a little bit wider stance to work the hips a little bit more. I've also been working a lot with pointing my feet straight ahead and trying to get the most amount of torque through my hips that I can get. This is just kind of back and forth, although this is edited. We're just going one guy after another. Just the amount of time that it takes to change the plates. We just keep going and going and going, trying to get the most amount of work done in the shortest period of time that we can, within reason. But again, the whole key to the day is to produce as much force as possible. So you don't really want to lift in a fatigued state. Give yourself about a minute, 2 minutes rest, and you should be ready to go. I'd say average rest period is probably about 2 minutes. Weights are getting a little heavier. Trying to get pitched forward a little bit more, which is okay. You know, it's working the upper back, the mid back. In the end, that's going to make me stronger. But you got to just I got to really try to fight that and resist against that, and not allow myself to get pitched forward too much. I believe Amadeo has squatted around 560 in a contest raw. He's deadlifted around 633 raw also. Pretty impressive stuff from a guy who's so lanky. Here's Jim again, going 315. Although it's kind of boring to stick with the same weights, that's what we do on these days. stick with a similar weight, a similar percentage throughout the entire workout. For me, I sometimes will utilize about 3 different weights. For example, I might do 455 for 3 sets, 500 for 3 sets, and 555 for 3 sets. Somewhere in that range. It's me just finishing up with my last few sets here. Got about 5 plates on there and 200 pounds of chains. Trying to blast through them as fast as I can, trying to force the knees out as hard as I can. Really focusing on the form and the technique, along with being powerful and explosive. This set I actually worked up to, I believe it was about 5.5 plates, so my form got thrown off a little bit.